that was softer than cotton, and her eyes were as brown as coffee beans, and had skin that glowed as though she spent most of her days bathing in milk and honey. That's some good skin, right? So did she. In fact, she had the most calming, soothing voice that most people compared it to the African drum. Right? You want to hear that? So check this out. Her name was Thandaza Khumalo. You know what Thandaza means, right? It means to pray. Now, many knew her as the Princess of Tsolo, or, as we say in Xhosa, Ikumkanikazi yakuTsolo. Said that right? Perfect. Now, many believed she was an angel, Ingilosi, a goddess sent to walk the earth to shed light and love. Many traveled from far wide to catch a glimpse of her beauty. Many even more traveled to her village because they believed she had magical powers. See, she had powers to heal the sick. She had powers to see into the future. She had powers to speak to spirits that no longer walk the earth. It's creepy, isn't it? Now, for years, she spent most of her time healing and supporting the need. She could literally heal the sickly with a simple touch. Now, even though she was loved and praised by many around the village, she also had a younger brother that felt the complete opposite. She had a younger sibling that not only felt hate and jealousy for Thandaza, she had a younger sibling that felt hate and jealousy for Thandaza, and his name was Lazarus. Lazarus works, right? Why are all bad people named Lazarus? Well, this little brother, unlike his beloved sister, had very little love from his community. His father called him a failure every chance he got, and it didn't help that he was friends with the community rejects. You know, that group of people that everyone doesn't like? Literally, they were called names like Amabari, Stuma, Snipe, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Bad names. The real names, however, were Usono. Now, Sono means sin. Badi, which means bad luck. Good guys. And Umfuno, which actually means knowledge. The gang spent most of their days drinking beer and hustling a quick buck just to be able to drink even more. That inner drinker in you may be smiling. I'll see you. Now, these are the group of people that Laz spent most of his days with. If you're a reject, you kind of want to hang out with rejects, right? So Laz felt a connection to all these rejects and found most of the solution to his problems at the bottom of beer bottles. You know what I mean? The more you drink, you think your problems go away, but guess what? You wake up the next day with a hangover. Trust me, I know. So Laz would often speak to people in the community and do everything he could to discredit his sister's reputation. Her armpits stink. She barely washes dishes. My sister is evil. People would hear these stories and think, but we love Thandaza. But Thandaza's great. But Laz did everything he can to convince people otherwise. Thandaza, on the other hand, loved her baby brother. In fact, she would often sing a song to him whenever he'd get upset or angry. I want to teach you the song. It goes, Umodu yalu, umodu yabulala, umodu yabulala, umodu yabulala, umodu yabulala. Now, if I directly translate this, it means jealousy kills. And remember, I told you, this is a story about jealousy. So she would sing this song whenever Lazarus would lose his temper. People would praise Tandaza. Lazarus would get angry. And this love-hate relationship went on for years. Until one day, when Tandaza went to bed as per normal and woke up in the middle of the night screaming, "Ah! Okay, maybe I might be taking it to the top, but she was screaming. Okay, she woke up and her body was shaking. Her throat was as dry as the desert, and her bones were as cold as ice. And she immediately got onto her knees and started praying to her gods. Her prayer was short, straight to the point, and she got an answer. Before she could say anything or think about anything, she ran to her brother's room and started praying in tongues for Lazarus. Kabaribe Baba. Exactly. I'm sorry, I'm bad at praying in tongues.
That's fine.
But Lazarus woke up thinking, oh my word, what is Tandaza doing? Is she praying again? Tandaza put her hands right on her head. It didn't help that Lazarus had fallen asleep drinking the previous day, so he just thought, what the heck is going on here, right? So Tandaza went on to say, baby brother, I want you to know that everything I've ever done for you was out of love. And everything I've ever told you was out of love. Please don't forget. Lazarus had a hangover and just thought, there she goes again, being Mrs. Holy Holy, and went to bed. The next day, Tandaza woke up and gathered all the people of Tolo. Gathered all up. Sondelan. I have a message for you from the gods. She told the people of Utolo that her demise was coming in 7 days. And on the 7th hour, hey Tandaza, yo, gang! She told the people that she would die in a tragic accident in one particular spot. Everyone told her, Balega, run! Make sure you don't die. But she calmly told them that no. This is the will of the gods. Now, as the community was crying, feeling the pain that their princess would be no more, Lazarus and his 3 friends, again, Usono, Umona, Nobati, came up with an evil plan. That's my evil laugh. You guys like it? Yeah, perfect. They plotted and planned to do something that no one had ever done in the village of Kutolo. See, it was custom to bury anyone with their riches, because the belief in Tsolo was that if you are buried with your riches, you live on in the next life with them. So if you have a nice car, they bury you with your nice car, you get to heaven in a nice fupa. Sounds good, huh? So they had the evil plan of stealing all her riches. Now keep in mind, Tandaza was the princess of Kutsolo. So everyone, rich, poor, gathered all around in preparation for her funeral. They brought jewelry, expensive clothing, diamonds, whatever they could find. It wasn't the most wealthy village, but people loved her so much that they were willing to give up their last. And after 7 days, and on the 7th hour, as Tandaza had promised, she was in a fatal car crash and died. It was a car crash that had 7 people, but only Tandaza died. The rest was scratchless. It's creepy, right? Dreams do come true sometimes, good or bad. So, Lazarus and his 3 friends proceeded with their evil plan. They waited 6 hours right after the funeral, went up the hill where Tandaza was buried, and started looting everything. Stealing jewels, diamonds, clothing, everything that they could sell, and went to go sell it in the village nearby. And of course, they made a lot of money. Literally 6 months later, they were living like kings. The scums that they were, oh Barry, oh Snai, oh that was no more. Okay, there was no Stuma around here. They were living like kings, driving fancy cars, wearing expensive clothes, chilling with the most beautiful ladies. Lazarus! Life was good. All until 666 days later, when Lazarus woke up hearing a random voice. And this voice sang, Umuntu uyabulala, umuntu uyabulala, umuntu uyabulala. His heart was racing. He was afraid. His bones were again as cold as ice. And because he always found a solution at the bottom of a bottle, guess where he raced to?
To the tavern.
To the tavern. Yeah, bottle store, but he liked the tavern because there was always, a vibe. Got to the tavern expecting to see his friends and forget all about his problems. But instead, he found all of his friends looking pale, sad, tired. Hi, Mama Jens, what's happening? Umfundo cried, bro, I woke up and my house smelled like something was burning, but I couldn't find anything. Sono complained about his private parts being sore. I don't want women anymore. Sono did not even want a drink, which was weird because he loved beer. So Lazarus decided to go buy more alcohol so they could keep drinking and forget all about their problems. As he came back, he dropped the beer. And Funda randomly said, yes, and he said, where did you hear that? Where did you hear that? Stop that! And he said, bro, it's been ringing in my head. They all said, my head too, my head too, my head too. And they realized that something called umembeza, or guilt, was eating them up. Lazarus decided to drink as much as he could and get out of the tavern as soon as possible. Because jealousy is not easy, guys. I mean, not even jealousy. Guilt is not easy. When it eats at you, you know what I mean? You can't even tell people what you did because it's a crime. He drank, got into his brand new car, and for some reason the car was cold. The car was cold, but eventually he was able to make it start. And so he proceeded to driving home. But he was drunk, so the car was going side to side. Zippy! Having enough time! Driving on his way, irresponsible, drinking and driving. On his way home, he tried to put the heater on, but for some reason on this particular day, the more he increased the heater, the colder it became. And for some reason, he decided to look into his rearview mirror. And there she was. His beautiful sister who turned out.
I thought she died.
What are you doing here? I thought you were dead. For the first time, he saw Tandaza for her true beauty. It's as though she was glowing. And she calmly said, relax, Amdasekai. I'm not here to kill you or harm you. I just want to talk to you. Are you the one that was in my head? Are you the one who's been ringing in my head? Yes. Immediately, all of his emotions came back. I stole your riches. I hated you. I barely cried when you died because all I could think about was taking from you. How even is that? And Tandaza said, don't you worry, my sister. Oh, don't you worry, my brother. I knew that before I even died. I knew you wanted me gone while I was still living. And of course he asked her, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that this would happen? And she said, I tried. But your hate for me literally blocked that all out. You only heard and saw what you wanted to see. She tried her best to calm her brother, but as this was happening, or at least when he started to relax, she asked, why did you never visit the spot where my accident happened? And he said, I don't know. It's because